All right, we wanted to come and make a quick video, product review video on these Amazon lighted Nocks. So when you get on Amazon, there's a ton of different options, and I've never took the leap before, but I'll be honest with you, and I'm not going to call a whole lot of the big company names, but I've had some issues with some of the more expensive ones where when I've shot them, they haven't came on. Some of them are super hard to turn off after you activate them, and you have to either have like I use the tip of a broadhead, or you have to have a real small screwdriver, or razor blade, something to get in there and turn off. So I started looking at what the options on Amazon were, and I came across these. And I'll read you the name, Kazi Komu. They're made in China. Again, if you're one of those folks that only buys American-made products, this is not for you. And I respect that, but I'm just looking for a product that works. If that means I can get it cheaper, but it still works, I'm okay with it. Not here to have that argument. So Kosicomu, Kazi Komu. And these are GT Nocks, which is for the gold tip arrows, which is what I shoot. I believe the diameter is 0.246. They make them type G, type S, type X, type H, and type M, which is 0.165 for your micro diameter, 0.204, 0.233, 0.244, 0.246, and 0.300. And in millimeters, that's the 4.2 millimeter, 5.818 millimeter, 5.91, 6.2, 6.25, and 7.6. I also make them in a couple different colors. You got red, yellow, green, blue, and an option called colorful. So on the front of the package, it says high visibility LED, bowstring activated on off switch, no assembly required, and 25 grains total weight. So it comes in a little package. Again, they don't waste much money on the packaging. I can get on board with that. I'm going to throw this part down. I'll give you a close-up of the packaging so you can see. But they also make a model that have the universal collars, if you will, that go down in the back of your arrow to match up whatever diameter you have. So you can buy the universal fit ones, and they would go in numerous different diameters of arrows. You just, the little orange sleeve goes down the back of the arrow, and then the lighted knock goes down in it. So my thing, what I'm looking for is one, a knock that fits really good in the back of the arrow. So in the past, I have also had trouble with even the higher dollar name brands not being a good fit down the back of the shaft. So they don't fit real tight. They turn real easy. I need something that's going to stay in place, that I'm not going to have to worry about blowing my bow up, if for one, but for two, that's going to give me very accurate results, or very similar results to my stock non-lighted Nocks that I shoot. So when you look at these, they're much more similar in size to your regular OEM Nocks. And the packaging says they weigh 25 grains. We're going to weigh them here in a second for you, just so you can see. But the first thing I noticed when I opened them out of the package was that they're very minimalistic, if you will. You got the battery sticking out the bottom. You can see the mechanism inside, and they're clear on the outside. But one of my favorite things about them, and why I went with this particular one, is it has an actual on-off switch on the side, that you don't have to have a tool, you don't have to have a broadhead, you don't have to have a field point, you don't have to have a knife, a screwdriver. I can simply turn it off, I can turn it on, and I can turn it off just that easy, just by moving the switch. And I'll give you a close-up of that to make sure you can see what that looks like. So my next question was, again, the fit. OEM Nock fit super tight. So I took them out of the package, and again, these are the GT Nocks, and super tight fit. So I was very pleased with that. What I've not done yet is shoot them. I was saving them, shooting them for this video. So here in a minute, we'll see how that works. But the super tight fit, I mean, it's as hard, if not harder, than the OEM knock to remove from the arrow. So it's a super tight fit. Next question I have is how it fits on the bowstring. So if you look and compare the knock opening, it is almost exactly the same opening size, if not exactly, as the OEM gold tip knock. So I've been pretty pleased with that, because what I don't want is my arrows without lighted nocks to fit one way, and that's how I sight my bow in, then to be a drastic difference of how the knock fits on the string with the lighted knock. So I do recommend, when you sight it in, if that's what you're going to hunt with, to sight it in with these. And we'll get to more of the reason why I went with these off of that in a second. But I feel like we're going to get a good fit on the string. We'll go over that here in a second just so you can see it. But that's important to me, how it fits on the string. So the reason I picked these as well, for around, I think with shipping off of Amazon, I don't have Prime, so it was $16 or $17, 16, 17, somewhere right in there, for 6 Nocks. So I don't know about you, but majority of the Nocks, again, big name brands, I'm not going to name them, the Nocks that I've been purchasing are around $50, anywhere from 40 to 50 for 3. So when I buy 3 Nocks for $50, I expect all 3 of them to work. And I have run into the deer I shot last year in Ohio. I had one of those larger name brand Nocks, and shot the deer and it didn't come on video. And frustrating, to say the least. It was right in that probably last 30, 40 minutes of daylight. Really, whenever you're filming, it's great to have those lighted Nocks because you can see where you hit better. It's just that much better for the video, and it didn't go off. So again, frustrating. I have not checked all 6 of these, so I'm going to do that on video just so you can see. Naturally, the one I had in my hand, it works. I'm going to lay the OEM one down here. And we'll go through each of these. See how many of the 6 work. That one works. 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 All 6 of them, good to go. And again, turning them off is super easy with these because they have the on-off switch that you don't have to have a tool to get to. And that's the biggest thing I was looking for. It's very frustrating having to carry something around to turn your Nocks off. And all of these, maybe 2 of them, I'll say, feels a little stiffer as far as the switch, but they all came on, they all go back off. So happy with that so far. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run back inside, get another arrow. I'm gonna get a Nock that is from a different company, one of the more expensive ones. Bring it out on an arrow, turn it on, that way you can see the difference in the brightness as well. And then we'll bring the bow out, we will fit it to see how it fits on a bowstring, and then we'll take a few shots here in the yard. It's evening time, like 6:30. That's probably an hour and a half from dark, so relatively bright out still, so we can see the brightness of them when we're shooting them. So I'm gonna run in and grab that, and we'll jump to that next. All right, so before we go shooting them so you can see how they work, here's the ones we're viewing today. Here is the one, and again, this is one of the strobing ones. You can see the brightness difference between the 2. I will preface this by saying the strobe one has never been shot before, but it has been on this arrow for about a year in my bow case, in my quiver. Battery shouldn't be depleted at all because, again, it has never been shot or turned on. But you can tell, I'm very happy with the brightness on the one we're reviewing today. All right, so as we discussed, we're going to talk about the fit on the string here. Trying to get it where it's in the camera so you can hear it click in. Pretty good fit. Doesn't want to slide up and down inside the D-loop there. I'm going to push it back and activate it here just to see. All right, so you can hear it click there and it activated on. Again, that's typically how majority of these Nocks turn on. And then what you'll see is how easy it is to turn back off with the switch. All right, next question we need answered is, how do they shoot? What do they look like shooting? How bright are they downrange? Got the target at about 20. Let's see what we got. All right, got the phone moved to my stabilizer mount. See what it looks like from this angle. One last one from the bow stabilizer mount. This time zoomed in. All right, so next we're going to take a look at the weight. I'm going to tare this to 0 since we've got the little tray on there. All right, so with the standard OEM gold tip Nock, we are at 12 grains. All right, we're still tore at 0. And with the lighted Nocks we're reviewing today, 25.3. So you're looking at 13, all right, 25.4. 13.4 grains going to be added from an OEM Nock. Just jumped up 25.5, but I'm not touching it or anything. So somewhere right around in that 12, 13, 14 max grains you would be adding switching to this, and to me that's not a lot. We'll grab this other lighted Nock and throw it in there. It's a universal fit with the collar and just see how much it weighs real quick. All right, so we're still at 0. Here is the unnamed brand Nock. Throw it in there. We're at 23. It's a universal fit, so to get it to fit in the gold tips, you gotta have this collar. So we'll throw it in there. 25.7. So again, very comparable there, but we're talking a substantial price difference. And I think you can see in the brightness test where the cheaper one, and this one, to me, is much, much brighter. All right, so would I recommend this Amazon special cheap Nock, whatever you want to call it? And the answer is absolutely. Just to give you another quick rundown, about $17 for a 6-pack. The packaging's nothing special, just a little plastic bag with a little piece of colored cardboard attached to the top of it. I don't care about the packaging. So 6 of them for $17. You saw the brightness comparison. Now, I'm not trying to say that there's no other Nocks out there that are brighter than these. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm just saying the one that I particularly have in my hand that I've been using for the last 2 years, that brand for the last 2 years, to me, it wasn't even close. This is a much brighter Nock. Now, could that be from that being the strobe type? I don't know. When I was in Ohio, went and bought a pack of lighted Nocks. That's what they had, so that's what I bought. They seem to be very well made. Naturally, we don't want Nocks breaking on us, so don't see an issue there. I believe the way they come on and the way you turn them off, very similar design to any of the bigger brands. There's one of the bigger brands, I think, that uses kind of the same design as far as turning it off with the switch on the side. I like that a lot. I think it's much easier. I've never heard anybody say, man, I wish this knock was harder to turn off. So I'm pretty pleased with it. You make a determination for yourself. I just wanted to, again, I've thought about it. I've looked at reviews of them. I've read other people's stuff, and always been curious. Just never took that leap and purchased any. They didn't send them to me for free. I bought them with my own money. I'd be more willing to test whatever. If somebody wanted me to test something else, comment below if you have any more tests you want done of this one. I've seen some people do the test where you dip them down in cold water, leave them, and that sort of thing. If you're interested in that, again, comment below. I'll try to do some more tests if that's what you want. Just trying to be a help to people. Again, most of us out here are hunting and doing things on a budget. And if I can save some money by buying something like this and still get good results, I'm not going to sacrifice results for money. If it's something that I have to spend money on to get good results, then I'm going to do that. This particular case, I would be absolutely confident in using these lighted Nocks to hunt tomorrow. I don't have any concerns. There's nothing that makes me worry that, hey, this might not work, this might not light up, this might not go off, this might malfunction, this might mess my bow up. None of that. I don't have any concern. So do with that what you will. Hopefully this has been a help to at least somebody out there that may have been thinking about purchasing these. And we'll catch you next time on the next product review. Make sure you check back on our YouTube channel often. We're hoping to do some more reviews, as well as we'll start posting some hunts here soon. Hint, hint, make sure you check back to watch those. They're going to be some good ones. I'll post a link in the description below to this particular knock so you can find it easily if it's something you're interested in. Thanks for watching. We're going to get everything packed up, may shoot a few more, and we're going to get out of here. Thank y'all.